Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Kim Miller begins now.
Good evening. First tonight, entry into Tasmania is set to change from December 15, with additional measures to be put in place at our borders. The new entry requirements might mean more time spent at the airport, but the Premier has warned there will be hefty fines for those who try to flout the rules.
It's been slow going at the Hobart Airport for the past 20 months, but the number of planes touching down in the capital city is set to skyrocket come December 15.
From about 10 a day at the moment that we're seeing up to 40 or 45 in December and even up to 50 a day in January.
Rising above pre-pandemic levels, and there will be new biosecurity measures to go with it. Incoming travellers will be required to fill out TasE travel applications, generating barcodes scanned on arrival, but it might mean planning for a little extra time spent at the airport.
We're not in a pre-COVID environment. It's not going to be as fast as it was in pre-COVID times. If you can just give us a little bit of patience, we will go as fast as we possibly can.
There's also additional requirements for those travelling from high-risk areas.
So they'll check the QR code, check the evidence for double vaccination and check that they had their negative tests.
For those who don't comply with our border rules,
they face an on-the-spot fine of up to $1,557.
And from Monday, those who flout the new dancing and stand-up drinking vaccine rules could face a $778 penalty.
The onus is, of course, on people to do the right thing.
The restrictions will be enforced by Tasmania Police rather than the venues themselves, but they will be required to inform patrons that they need to be vaccinated to enter. The Premier hoping the changes will push those yet to get the jab over the line.
Go and get it. Simple as that.
Meg Sides, 7 Tasmania News.
A Waverley man has been charged with murder, attempted murder and aggravated burglary, a week after a man was found stabbed to death and a woman critically injured in Ravenswood. The 44-year-old is due to face court on Monday. Meanwhile, police are seeking help to find a BMX with white wall tyres that may have been used in the alleged crime. Anyone who can assist should contact Crime Stoppers. TLine has lost its bid to have animal cruelty charges against it dropped in the High Court after 16 polo ponies died on board the Spirit of Tasmania in 2018.
This is an excellent High Court decision, and we hope it gives the TLine an opportunity to have a good long hard look at itself and to accept responsibility for the welfare of animals on its vessels.
In a statement, TLine said it can't comment while the case is before the courts. A disability advocate is making a last-ditch effort to improve accessibility at Hobart's Parliament Square. The proponents have taken their case to the High Court, arguing their building will meet national standards.
It's a David and Goliath battle of epic proportions.
We still want to be able to access the same facilities, same area as everyone else. We don't want to be treated any different.
David Cawthorne is taking on one of the biggest Hobart developers to have a third disabled access point installed at Parliament Square. Sitter Property Group is taking its case to the High Court, arguing the Anti-Discrimination Tribunal can't settle the issue. Lawyer Ben Bartle is concerned the developer's bid will undermine Tasmania's tough anti-discrimination laws.
The Commonwealth Access to Premises Standards provide for minimum standards to buildings, and what Tasmania's Anti-Discrimination Act provides for is a higher standard, access to the square, not just to buildings.
The Greens are accusing Elise Archer of throwing her support behind the developer.
We have one of the best anti-discrimination frameworks in the country, and our Attorney-General should be standing up for it.
The advice from the Attorney-General and the advice that she has given Parliament that this isn't about picking sides.
In a statement, Sitter Property Group said Parliament Square has not been built in a way that discriminates against people with a disability, and the complex includes 2 entries specifically designed to accommodate disability access. A big battle one man hopes will improve the rights of many. Ainsley Kosh, 7 Tasmanian News.
The clean-up is continuing for businesses and homes across southern Tasmania as wild weather lashed parts of the state overnight. SES crews attended a number of call-outs with more than 30,000 homes left without power.
Work looked a little different for these physios at Hobart's Back in Motion clinic last night as water came flooding into the business.
Looking good, Lizzo.
Following a dumping of more than 15 millimetres of rain in a matter of minutes in the state's capital.
We're all here until probably 10 o'clock last night. We were shoveling the water out. It was about ankle deep, but we're lucky we had a great team. They all got together and saved all the equipment.
Fans have helped dry out the dampness this morning, but the damage bill is still yet to be determined.
It's a bit of deja vu for us. We've had 3 floods in the last 3 months, really, with all the freak weather events. So I thought, oh, here we go again.
Down the road at the Friends Oval in Newtown, the SES were on hand as the conditions wreaked havoc for parked vehicles.
Tasmania, it's relatively rare, so when we see it, it's unusual and we're not often prepared for it.
Majority of the jobs yesterday for us were water inundation related, obviously with those high rainfall amounts in a very short time.
South Hobart recorded the highest rainfall total, while large hailstones fell elsewhere.
That's hail with a diameter of greater than 2 centimetres, and that was verified in both the Huon Valley and Hobart and surrounds.
We had call-outs to structural damage caused by the hail. In one instance we had, unfortunately, a rather large glass house that had been damaged by hailstones the size of dollar coins, actually.
Power was also cut to thousands of homes as a result of lightning strikes.
In excess of 10,000 lightning strikes across the state, with a confirmed 2,400 to ground.
Particle change is now on its way to break up the wet week.
And that will bring unseasonably cold conditions, including snow to 700 metres in the far south.
Grace Evans, 7 Tasmanian News.
The march is on to My State Bank Arena for Tasmania's long-awaited return to the NBL. Let's cross to our reporter John Hunt, who is joining the queue of Jack Jumpers fans. Now, John, what's it feeling like there?
Well, Kim, the atmosphere is building quite nicely ahead of what will be a historic moment here at the Nest. My State Bank Arena is officially a sellout, with the crowd set to enter the court in a few minutes' time. Now the venue has had a taste of what's to come during the Blitz, but tonight is the beginning of the real thing. COVID restrictions are in place, with masks required unless eating or drinking. Fans, however, are just excited to see Tasmania's team come to life.
Watching the Jack Jumpers play and see how many 3-pointers they can score.
It is really good. I got to see the Devils play back in the day, so back to see the team playing again, it's an awesome opportunity.
Yeah, looking forward to tonight. It'll be a good game.
Now it's been 25 years since the state was represented in the NBL. The Hobart Devils played in the competition from 1983 until folding in 1996. This moment has been a long time coming for local basketball fans who have waited patiently for a local side. I'm off now to get into line, Kim. I'll be back later in sport with the Jack Jumpers CEO.
OK, looking forward to it. No pushing in there, John. Wait your turn. The 2.5-tonne block of ice hanging over Launceston's picturesque Cataract Gorge is set to be a hot feature when Foma returns next year. Organisers are confident the festival will go ahead as planned, revealing international artists will return to the stage this summer.
A spark of fire as Mount Foma's curators work to keep the cultural flame alive.
Working with the Indigenous artists and First Nations people has become ever more important. It's time for their stories to be told, and it has to be told by the people who are living it.
The thriving culture of my peoples is going to be presented through this work with extraordinary collaborators.
This condensation of a really beautiful kind of story that's old but also very new.
International artists will make a comeback after border bans forced this year's event to be a local affair. Aussie rock powerhouse Midnight Oil will play in both Hobart and Launceston.
They're doing 2 performances in each city, which is a significant portion of what has become announced as their farewell tour. So we're very pleased to have the honour to present this it's actually the greatest Australian band.
While Cataract Gorge will provide the backdrop for a cool installation, a 2.5-tonne iceberg.
It's going to be hanging by a crane and people will be dancing on it, and it's a durational work so people can come and go.
As for how long it will last,
that's up to the elements as well. That's part of the drama of the work.
Crowds will be capped at 5,000 with COVID requirements in place.
Those ticketed events where we're going to see people standing up, moving and consuming alcohol, there will be a requirement of vaccination, and for many of those events that masks will also need to be worn.
We're confident that it's going to go forward and that it'll be a good event and safe.
Foma will run over 2 weekends starting January 21, with Launceston the first stop. Letitia Wallace, 7 Tasmanian News.
Tasmanian and Richmond Tigers legend Jack Riewoldt is throwing his support behind local footy star Ryan Wiggins, who has been left a quadriplegic following a tragic non-football related incident earlier this year. The AFL star will tackle the state's roads in his Ride for Ryan fundraising campaign.
If he needs money to go and do this or go and try something else to get himself better, or even just to help him in his everyday life, then that's what this ride's for.
The ride begins on December 19 and Riewoldt has already been blown away by the community's support for the event. He's well on his way to the $100,000 target market. They'll be riding 284 kilometres from Devonport to Hobart, so quite the effort. The Dorset community is getting behind a local businesswoman after her only sibling was diagnosed with an inoperable cancer. Teresa Scott, who runs a cafe in Scottsdale, recently found out her brother has stage 4 bowel cancer. A new business next door, Pathfinder Care, an NDIS provider, decided it wanted to help, organising a raffle and barbecue to assist with treatment and living costs.
We've been planning a fundraiser with Canteen, so we've teamed up with them as well, and we've got some prizes donated through the local businesses in the Dorset area, and we're selling raffle tickets.
Teresa says she's been overwhelmed by the generosity.
The community support, even my customers, just anything towards it, it's just been amazing.
The barbecue will be held at Pathfinder Care on King Street on Sunday. Tasmanians have been recognised as part of International Day of People Living with Disability. Blue Line Laundry giving staff member Dylan Barrett the Charles Mansfield Award for his passion and commitment to the job.
Very happy inside to feel they're good, help me out and help them.
Meanwhile, organisers of the Taste of Summer are taking steps to ensure its event is inclusive for all, including access and performances.
I'm thrilled that they are looking at local performers and diverse local performers, that they're really looking at that radical equity of we all have a story to tell and the diversity of our Tasmanian stories.
Clarence City Council has marked the day with an event aiming to make the designs of buildings, spaces and transport more accessible for people living with a disability. Tasmania Police is conducting a statewide search for new recruits to join its ranks. The Find You in Blue campaign was launched today, hoping to attract Tasmanians from all walks of life.
I'm from a truck driving background for 10 years around Australia. I was looking for a job that provided me with opportunities and tested me every day, and that's something that I've definitely found with Tasmania Police.
It actually enables people to find themselves a good, stable career, keeping our Tasmanian communities safe.
The state government has promised to add 308 new officers to the service by mid-2026. If you were hoping to visit the hairdresser before Christmas but haven't made an appointment yet, you could be out of luck. Many Tasmanian salons have been fully booked for months, and a shortage of senior stylists is making it tough to get more clients through the doors.
A fresh cut, colour and blow dry, all in time for Christmas. Newstead Hair has been fully booked since October, squeezing clients in when they're able to.
We've been really struggling to fit clients in. We've had a cancellation list that's massive.
The business is thriving and could expand, but recruiting experienced staff is a challenge throughout Tasmania.
It's really hard to get fully qualified seniors at the moment. I think everyone's starting to go off on their own and work for themselves, so salons and businesses kind of like our own aren't getting the same amount of fully qualified people applying.
The focus now on training a new generation of hairdresser, with senior staff taking third-year apprentice Cornelia Stepanovic under their wing.
Every single one of them teach me something different, which is really, really good. And for me, I think it's just awesome, especially as an apprentice. Once I qualify, it'll be amazing because of them.
Cornelia now has a growing list of her own clients. The salon is open 6 days a week, with late nights most nights in the lead up to Christmas, to ensure all their clients have perfect hair over the festive season. The stylists no doubt looking forward to the holidays when they can finally let their hair down. Elizabeth O'Neill, 7 Tasmania News.
A Tasmanian podcast about mental health has been recognised at the Australian Podcast Awards. Headspace creation Get Psyched has taken out the top prize in the category of Best Wellbeing Podcast. It aims to make tough issues easier to cope with by providing strategies to help young people with their mental health. If you've ever dreamt of a pub change in Tasmania's northeast, now is the best chance you'll probably ever have to make it happen. In a real estate quirk, 3 country pubs, all in neighbouring towns, are up for sale. But a nod to the past is necessary for anyone wanting to succeed in the future.
With its beautiful balustrade and old world warmth, the Imperial Hotel has been Branxholme's backbone for well over a century, a role it perhaps served more than ever during COVID.
We had an older local here, Sam. We were only allowed to have 10 people seated inside and with that distance, but I still remember Sam was back in the pub. He would come in and have 1 or 2 beers every day, and this was an outlet for him. And sadly, he passed away probably 4 or 5 months after we were able to reopen.
Never shy of broadcasting Branxholme's fierce football triumphs, verbally too if you get talking, these loyal locals possibly have change in store. Their pub is up for sale, tipped to go for over $1 million, more than what the hotel's forefathers could have ever imagined.
I call it the Grand Old Dame of the Northeast. I think it's a beautiful classic old pub.
200 or so people live in the town. Just about all of them call this a second home, including the real estate agent who, conveniently, lives across the road.
We already know that there's a lot of people ready and waiting to come in and have a look at it, but they won't buy it until they actually can walk through the buildings.
With an influx of mainlanders and mountain bikers, there's no question the face of the northeast is changing. But locals want the face of the pub to stay the same. This century-old facade has barely changed since its inception, and that only adds to the Imperial Hotel's country charm. As sparsely populated as the region is, no less than 3 pubs within 10 kilometres of each other are up for sale. Winnalea's local and the Dorset Hotel.
It's been quite an amazing transformation.
Brooke and Sean turned it from a bird nest-infested mess into Derby's darling, complete with a tribute to the town's most iconic event.
We just have found people to be so friendly and welcoming.
3 pubs, each with their own stories. If only their walls could talk. Tom Johnson, 7 Tasmania News. Tasmanian basketball comes alive tonight. After 25 years in the wilderness, the Jack Jumpers are ready to open their inaugural NBL season. John Hunt is just outside the venue tonight, and John, the crowd is a sellout and the excitement is hitting fever pitch.
Oh, Tom, this is a place to be. It's absolutely buzzing at the moment, and it's only going to get bigger. Fans are slowly settling in for one of the state's biggest sporting moments. I'm joined now by Jack Jumpers CEO Simon Brookhouse. Simon, thanks for your time. You must be thrilled with all of this.
Oh, look, it's extremely exciting. It's our opportunity now to showcase what we've got to the fans and have a great night of entertainment, and hopefully everyone loves it.
What are you expecting from players and fans tonight?
Oh, what I'm expecting from players is a win, hopefully, but from fans, what I'm expecting is them to get behind the crowd, get behind the team and be really loud and proud, but also go away excited. It's a family entertainment package that we have. It's not just about the basketball. As you can see around us, there's a lot going on for the kids. Have a great time and enjoy it and come back again.
And it's obviously an emotional moment tonight. How are the players and coaches feeling about it?
Oh, look, they're excited. I think it's been a lot of hard work over the last 3 months in pre-season, and I think that importantly now for them, they're professional athletes. They just want to get out there and have a win.
Simon, thanks so much for your time so close to the game. Enjoy it and good luck.
Thank you very much. Good to see you.
And don't forget, Tom, that tip-off is at 7:30 p.m.
It is a landmark moment, a big night ahead. Thanks so much for that, John. John Hunt joining us from MyState Bank Arena. 8 Tasmanians have been selected as part of the umpiring group for the upcoming AFLW season. Goal umpire Bryce Guy is in the mix and is eager to get out on the field after a brief hiatus due to COVID.
5-6 years now, and it gets better and better every year, and every game's just awesome to be a part of.
It's fantastic for the state, first and foremost. Just the recognition that there is a pathway and opportunities for our people within the state to excel.
The umpires, including 3 first-time members, will bounce the ball from January 6 with a number of matches already confirmed for Tasmania. A Tasmanian runner is about to embark on the final leg of a gruelling statewide challenge most wouldn't dare to consider. Fergus Edwards will compete in his 6th Tasmanian ultramarathon this year when he takes on Bruny Island tomorrow.
Fergus Edwards' passion for running started a decade ago.
And couldn't commit to playing rugby or boxing, so started running for fitness.
What began as a bit of fun quickly turned into an obsession. Since then, he's conquered grueling races on the Antarctic, all 4 deserts, and he's about to tick off a truly local challenge, all 6 Tasmanian ultramarathons in a calendar year.
It's a lot of travel around the state, but you get to see some beautiful places, and they've been a great series.
The biggest, the 100-mile punish of Trevelyan's Tassie Trail Fest. But one of the smallest is fittingly the final journey, this weekend's 64k Bruny Island ultramarathon.
No one else has done it. I can see why. You know, it's a lot of running.
A lot of preparation too. Training is around 80 to 100 k's a week, and sometimes the mental battle can be the hardest to overcome.
I'll try and switch off at Bruny for the first marathon, and then I'll actually put some mental and physical effort into the last 20k.
But Fergus isn't alone in his love for long distance. These events are ultra popular. Most races sell out, some in only minutes. And in 2022, there'll be even more, with the Kunyani Mountain Run the latest to join Tasmania's running craze.
It's great to see, because I enjoy it, and the more people are out there enjoying it too, that's good news as far as I'm concerned.
Garth Burley, 7 Tasmania News.
Tasmanian racing veteran John Bowe has won his 6th Touring Car Masters title at Mount Panorama after finishing 3rd in the final race. Driving a Holden Tirana, the victory follows a year of highs and lows for Bowe, including a cancer diagnosis and a Queen's birthday honour. He crossed the line 5 seconds behind the winner. And that brings us to a big Friday flashback ahead of Bathurst weekend. A pounding storm, crashes galore and a contentious rule which denied John Bowe victory made 1992 one of the most unforgettable races in Mount Panorama's history. Southern Cross sent its own crew to Bathurst in 1992 to document the great race, and they knew just where to start.
You're watching Sports on Sunday on Southern Cross.
The Tasmanians were swamped by more than 200 Network 7 personnel, dressed stylishly in Bathurst blue. Our focus was on Devonport's John Bowe, right down to the mills in the Dick Johnson racing tent.
Last night we took some lamb brains and disguised them in filet pastry.
I feel today's going to be a really tough race.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
Those V8s and Nissans and BMWs explode into life. Engines come up to rev so they get off the line.
A clean start, except for Peter Brock, left to rue a broken tail shaft. But that was the least of the mechanics' problems.
Oh!
Appalling conditions turned Mount Panorama into a slip and slide.
Oh!
A graveyard for cars as bucket loads of rain poured down.
In all my years of motor racing, it's the worst conditions I've ever seen.
Bowe simply tried to keep his Ford Sierra on the tarmac. The result seemed a foregone conclusion as the four-wheel drive Nissan GTRs wicked away the water. But there was another twist in store.
Oh, no, Jimmy Richards.
The Nissan frontrunners, Jim Richards and Mark Scaife, crashed out just as the race had been called off, allowing Dick Johnson and John Bowe to cross the line first. But a contentious rule meant final placings were based on the lap before the race was red flagged, meaning Richards and Scaife were the winners.
Fantastic, I can't believe it.
I don't take anything away from Jimmy and Scaife. They're tremendous drivers, as we all know, but you know, I feel we were robbed, really.
Regardless, Johnson and Bowe received a hero's welcome when accepting second place, but in ugly scenes, the parochial pro Holden and Ford crowd booed the Nissan victors. Richards, high on emotion after being told of fellow driver Denny Holmes' death from a heart attack during the race just moments earlier, let out a now infamous spray.
This is bloody disgraceful. This is going to remain with me for a long time. You're a pack of assholes.
The supercar series changed dramatically after the race. Turbocharged cars like the Nissan GTR were banned, making V8s the dominant focus. Nissan withdrew from the series entirely, leaving on a successful but sour note, while Bowe said goodbye to the Sierra in favour of the Ford Falcon. No such sprays coming from me, Kim. That's all in sport.
Good evening. 23 was the state's top today in Launceston, Burnie 22, 20 in Devonport and Hobart 19, 20 across Lowhead and Friendly Beaches, Smithton 19 and 17 in Strahan. Low cloud is seen about the east and southeast of the state with patchier cloud elsewhere. Further out, thunderstorms are over parts of northern and eastern Australia and central Western Australia. Tomorrow, another cold front will cross Tasmania early in the morning with a ridge to follow. West to northwesterly winds tomorrow 20 to 30 knots, swells up to 5 metres in the west and south and below 1 metre in the east. A gale warning is current for the southern and western coastal waters from Tasman Island to Sandy Cape, a strong wind warning for all remaining coastal waters, and a sheep grazier's warning has been issued for the Upper Derwent Valley and southeast forecast districts. Tomorrow's forecast now: Hobart, a morning shower or two, 13 across Medina and Oatlands. In the north, partly cloudy about Launceston and Devonport, 8 in Lyowini. Burnie tomorrow, partly cloudy, 15 across Strawn and Marrawar, 18 in St Helens and a morning shower or two about Swansea and Orford. The UV forecast is very high across the state. Looking ahead to the 3-day forecast, Sunday fine apart from the chance of showers about the northwest, Monday showers about the north developing about the west, and Tuesday showers extending statewide during the morning. Capital cities 33 and sunny in Perth tomorrow, Adelaide partly cloudy and 25 in Canberra. And currently Hobart mostly cloudy and 16, Launceston 18 and Devonport partly cloudy and 18. That's all in weather tonight, Kim.
Okay, thank you very much, Jackie, and that is all your news for now. Thanks for joining us this week. Have a great weekend. Good night.